won't stop, no, no.
Hey little angels, it's Madison Pajaro, and today we're doing a Olive Garden mukbang, plus my favorite conspiracy theories, or just ones that I find very interesting. If you guys do end up enjoying this video, please give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications if you want to. Okay guys, so first I'm gonna show you guys what I have to eat. So I got chicken parmesan, then I got some macaroni. I don't know why, it just looked good. So then that macaroni came with the side, so I got some broccoli. Ew, that broccoli smells like really broccoli-y. Then I got some, I forgot what they call this, but it's pretty much just little donuts with chocolate sauce, and they have like sugar on them and stuff. And for my drink, I got a raspberry lemonade. So yeah, that's everything I'm going to be eating in this video. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about conspiracy theories though. We've never really talked about this on my channel. This is my first time ever having chicken parmesan from Olive Garden, and it's already my favorite. I have one bite and it's already my favorite. But anyways guys, to start off with the conspiracy theories, the first one I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna talk about like 5 of them because I had to write down some facts and stuff just because like I wanted to refresh my memory on things so that I could get you guys really interested. So we're going to be talking about the landing on the moon conspiracy theory. Now, a lot of you have probably heard about this one, but if you didn't, pretty much there's a theory that when that clip of like us landing on the moon for the first time, that wasn't real. Now, there's theories that the clip wasn't real, but we actually went to the moon. And there's also theories that we never even went to the moon. The whole clip was fake, everything was fake. So pretty much the way that this conspiracy theory, I feel like arose is because there's like a video of us landing on the moon for the first time. I don't really know if like cameras back then actually worked that well to film in space, or if space even affects cameras. But all I know is there were definitely some aspects to that video that make even me like question what's going on. Their mac and cheese is okay. Well, it's pretty good actually. So the very first thing that pops into my head when I think of the landing on the moon like video is when the flag was like flowing in the wind on the freaking moon. Now, when I was younger and I first saw that, I didn't see anything wrong with that clip, but apparently because there's no like atmosphere and stuff on the moon, then the flag shouldn't really be flying. Like it shouldn't be like flowing in the wind like if it would if it was like here. To me, that was a little fishy. I don't know everything, like I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm pretty sure that a flag wouldn't wave like that. I don't know, I just don't think it would. Another thing is when they land on the moon in that video, there's a rock that has like a letter on it. I forget what letter it is now, but I'll put a picture of it. And pretty much like a lot of people think that they wrote like, I think the letter was C, but if it's not in the picture, just think of it as C. So a lot of people think that like they wrote C on the C rock that was supposed to go in the C position. Does that make sense? So like under the rock would be another C, so that they know where all the props are supposed to go. It's just odd to me. Like if you zoom in on one of the astronauts like helmets too, like it kind of looks like one of those lights that you would put like if you were filming like a TV show or something, which to me is just freaking insane. Like I don't know, a flag's not gonna freaking move on the moon, like it's just not. What do you think, babe?
Well,
about that landing on the moon conspiracy theory, how people like don't believe we actually landed on the moon?
I think it was all staged, and I believe they did that shit on the set.
Right? I don't know if we actually landed on the moon or not, but I do know that I don't personally think that those clips are real. I think that they filmed those in a studio just to give America like, hey guys, look, we landed on the moon, we recorded it. Like, but I really don't think they actually could record it. So if you're asking yourself like, well, why would they lie about that? The thing is that around that time, I forget when was that? That was like 19 something, but it was like a while ago. Around that time, every country was competing to like see who could go to the moon first. Like different countries wanted to get there first. So of course America, of course we would be the ones to like record it and like fake it. I feel like if anybody were to do that. I love America though. I'm not bashing on it at all. This is so bomb. Oh my god, I just noticed noodles is like a really unattractive thing to eat. And I'm doing it on camera. Okay, next conspiracy theory. Let me go on my phone so I can pick the next one. Okay, so this one is probably one of the most interesting ones I literally have ever heard in my life. It's so good. I can't wait to tell you guys. So I had to refresh my memory about this one because I had heard about this one a long time ago. So I'm just letting you know that the video that I watched to write down some of these facts was top 5's like Titanic conspiracy theory thing. Okay, so there's this big conspiracy theory that the Titanic didn't actually crash into an iceberg. They think that it was this other ship. The ship used to be called the Olympic. And they think that they just changed the name after the Olympic got into an actual accident where they clashed with another ship. And some people believe that they just sent the ship out for sea knowing it would sink and knowing that it had this like damage to the ship, right? So that it would sink and they would collect all the insurance money from the Titanic. Because of course you wouldn't get insurance money from the Olympic because it got hit by a ship, you know what I'm saying? They know that that happened. But if you set just like a normal ship out to sea and it just so happens to hit an iceberg, I guess you can collect insurance for that. A lot of the things that pointed towards this being true, like it could be true type stuff, was one, first off, the ships looked very similar on the like exterior part of them. Like they both looked very similar. There were also rumors that high-ranked officers like that were on the ship knew that it would happen. But the thing is that like I'm not really sure if I believe this or not, because why would those people, like why would these high-ranked officers, obviously smart, important people, even get on the ship if they knew like, oh, tonight it's gonna sink, great. Like nobody would actually do that, you know what I'm saying? Plus another thing that fights towards this conspiracy theory being true is that literally there were thousands of workers that built this ship or were also on it like working, you know what I'm saying? Like when the ship was actually like set off to sea, there were people working up there. And don't you think like word would have gotten around to them like this is the Olympic? Because they would have had to fix that big gash in it, right? At least the exterior part of the gash. And like they would know like this is the Olympic. And so how would you keep thousands of people quiet about this huge master plan that you have to kill a bunch of people and collect insurance money for it? Like I just don't really see that being a plausible thing unless they threaten them. Maybe they could have threatened to like kill their families or something. You never know. But that's a little bit far-fetched, you know. I do really think it was weird how they literally called the ship Titanic the unsinkable ship, or the ship that could never sink, or something like that, which is just like a really big thing to say, I feel like, especially back then. And it's just like kind of extremely ironic to me. I feel like there could have been more to the Titanic story, but I just don't think that this conspiracy theory is like 100% true, at least. You know what made me want to get Olive Garden and get the chicken parmesan for the first time? Is freaking Post Malone and Jimmy Fallon, man.
And we'll take 2 chicken parmesans, extra crispy.
I saw them go to Olive Garden, and I believe this is what they got, but with different noodles. I think they got it with rigatoni or something like that.
So we'll have the rigatoni.
But yeah, that Titanic one, the first time I heard that, I was like, whoa. Like, there was this other video that I saw whenever I first heard of it, and it was like an even better video than the top 5's one. Like, they had hella facts. Oh yeah, there was a picture too, bro. There was a picture of the side of the Titanic, and you could kind of see the outline of the Olympic. Like, it looked like it said the Olympic before they like maybe took the words off and then repainted it or something. Noodles are so unattractive. The way I eat, period, is just unattractive in general. I'm trying to cut the noodles, but I feel like I'm failing. Next conspiracy theory. This conspiracy theory blew my freaking mind when I first heard it. I don't know if I 100% believe any conspiracy theory even out there, 100%. But this one kind of adds up, if you ask me. So this conspiracy theory is about how the government could be trying to take over. No, wait. That sounds really far-fetched. But pretty much the government could be turning Walmarts into FEMA camps. Now, I got this one from Shane Dawson. I heard about this one from Shane Dawson. He tells conspiracy theories I've never heard before. He's really good at those. So if you want to go check his out, I'll link the video of like where he talked about this one in it, because of course he goes more into depth about it than I do. Okay, so if you're wondering what like a FEMA camp is an organization that I believe works for the government or the military or something like that. And pretty much if there's ever like a really big natural disaster or possibly like a really big terrorist attack or something, and it's really affecting like a huge amount of America, like just a lot of America, then FEMA comes into play and tries to help everybody get sorted out. And I guess you could say just help the whole situation. But there's also this thing called martial law. Now, it's hard to keep up with this. Even Shane Dawson said this in his thing. It's really hard to keep up with this, but just stay with me, okay? So pretty much martial law is this law that if there is a giant terrorist attack or a really big natural disaster or something, then martial law will come into play. And pretty much the government will be able to literally make their own laws, kind of like, as in they will just control everything we do, because it's almost like they're saying like, you know, there's so much chaos, then it's our job to calm that down. But the thing is that they can literally do pretty much whatever they want if martial law does ever come into play. So now you know about FEMA and martial law. Okay, now here comes the Walmart part. Pretty much like in 2015, I believe this was, there were 5 different Walmarts that got shut down for plumbing. They said it was plumbing reasons. But the weird part about that is all the people who worked there literally got 5-hour notice that they would have to pretty much like not go into work from now on for 6 months. That's half a year, man. Plus, Shane Dawson mentioned this too, like it doesn't take half a year to fix plumbing. I don't think, at least. Especially like, why did it happen in 5 different Walmarts all at the same time? Like that's just a little too coincidental if you ask me. But pretty much when they got closed, residents that lived around these Walmarts, like these 5 Walmarts, residents were saying that there was military like vehicles going. Like some people said that they saw helicopters, some said that they saw military tanks. There was even this one like clip of this lady trying to go in Walmart and trying to record it, and there were like policemen at like every corner, and like they eventually told her like you can't record and stuff. But why would there be policemen at like every single corner? And the policemen had like their windows like blacked out. It was so weird. Also at nighttime, the residents that lived around those Walmarts again were saying that they heard booming sounds that sounded like they were coming from underground. So with all this information, pretty much the conspiracy theory is that FEMA camps are trying to take over the world, almost like the government's trying to take over America, not the world, but America. And they're trying to make FEMA camps so that they can put those people in those camps. Almost like, I don't want to say it, but you know what I'm saying? Like camps, you know, like that just doesn't sound good. It sounds like they're probably gonna like kill us or something. I don't know. That one was pretty mind-blowing to me though, because there were actual clips of actual people telling their experiences and how they really hear the booming sounds and everything. Okay, all this food is really hard to eat. I'm probably not gonna finish it by the end of this video. Oh my gosh, they're soft and warm. I love this. Krispy Kreme who, you know? Woo! I'm now in a relationship with these donuts. Hear that, babe?
Why are you cheating on me?
I just want to enjoy this donut. On to the next conspiracy theory. I don't know how many we have left, but okay. The one I want to talk about next is Lil Boo being a clone. Okay, so apparently there's this rapper, right? I've never heard any of his music. I don't follow him on anything. I don't even know what he really looks like that much. I've only seen like a few pictures. But I was listening to an interview one time that he was having, and he was literally saying he was a clone. Like he was declaring that like 100% real, he's 100% a clone. So I hope I can find the pictures again. I saw this on Instagram, so it should be pretty easy to find. But there was pretty much a picture of Lil Boo right now, like with his like face tats and his new hair and stuff like that. And it was a picture of him, right, just like looking at the camera. Then on the other side of the picture was his mugshot, like from years ago, before he had any of the other tattoos. He only had one tattoo, I believe it was like somewhere around here. Oh, I literally just flipped you guys off. Sorry, somewhere around here. But he had different hair and everything. Like you could tell it was him. It was just a long time ago. So I don't know a lot of facts on this conspiracy theory, but me and Alex were talking one day and it just kind of like became a conspiracy theory between us. Now, if anybody else has come up with this conspiracy theory, I'm not like taking it from you. It's just, it makes sense to me. So this mug shot was taken of this guy, right? I don't know his real name, but I'm assuming it's Lil Boo's real name. And he had one little tattoo right here, different hair than Lil Boo does now, but looked exactly like him. And he was charged with child abuse. So I don't know whose child. I don't know if it was his, I don't know if it was somebody else's, I don't really know the whole situation. But I remember like, oh, this is the guy that had been saying he was a clone. So I put two and two together in my head and I was like, well, like, you know how prisoners, like people who go to jail pretty much, like they don't really get treated well at all. Like my dad's in prison right now and he had just called us to tell him that he hasn't been having water at all. My theory is that Lil Boo, whatever his real name is that he got charged with child abuse or whatever, right? And then he literally like got sent to prison. Again, I don't know the facts here, but I'm assuming that he got sent to prison for that. And then maybe the government started doing like experiments on the prisoners. Because if you ask me, like not giving like people who are in jail or whatever water, like that's pretty cruel to me. Let me take a bite of something. I haven't taken a bite in a little bit. Whoa. But I just feel like possibly maybe the government was doing cloning experiments on these prisoners and maybe it worked. You know, maybe they really cloned someone and maybe the clone even had a different personality, because you could tell this guy before, like he had one tattoo, he had normal hair, like he looked like a normal guy, to be honest. And then all of a sudden Lil Boo has this, doesn't he have like pink hair or something, and he has like face tats. I don't really know how he dresses, but either way though, you know, maybe the clones have different personalities, because obviously this guy before, sorry, my camera died. I mean, my camera cut off, but I was saying like, maybe they have different personalities, like, cause Lil Boo, maybe that's a whole different personality than the guy who he was before he was cloned, you know? Again, I don't really believe a lot of these conspiracy theories. I just think they're pretty interesting. Okay, we have one more conspiracy theory. I'm gonna eat a little bit in between that though. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what the conspiracy theory is like called, I guess. Okay, so it's called Tupac still being alive. Now, before you click off knowing, oh, this is the last conspiracy theory and it's about Tupac still being alive, everybody knows that conspiracy theory. There is new information to this conspiracy theory though, okay? So just stay tuned. Oh my gosh. Guys, literally go to Olive Garden and get this. Well, this might be like a very common thing. Like a lot of people might eat this. Okay, let's get started with this Tupac theory. Alex is actually the one that told me most of this information. But I also went to Suge Knight's son's Instagram. He had deleted most of everything, but Alex actually showed me the post before he deleted them. Suge Knight, I believe, was the guy who was like in the car with Tupac the night that he was shot. So Suge Knight, I feel like, was known for doing like a lot of different crimes. So apparently Suge Knight just recently got sentenced to like 28 years or something, right? And I'm assuming that Suge Knight's son was like upset by that or something, and I'm assuming he just wanted to let people know that like he was saying like him and Suge Knight are here to say like Tupac's still alive. He kept posting about it. I remember when Alex showed me his like account, he had posted like 7 different posts about him being alive, and he was like stating it like it was a fact. He was like, I know Tupac is still alive. And then around that time too, a lot of people were like, this video was getting out of this guy in Malaysia. There was also one in Cuba, which to me like makes sense, because if you did like fake your death, then you would be in places like Malaysia or Cuba or something like that, and you would probably be jumping around too, because you're gonna run into people no matter where you live probably. There's videos all over the internet, there's pictures all over the internet. All of those could be fake, but all I know is that there have been a lot of recent sightings of a guy that looks like Tupac. They can't obviously say it's him, but another thing is that I always thought that Tupac died like on the scene. I don't know why I always thought that. I wasn't really the generation, like he died, I think before I was even like born, but I know he died before I could be aware that he died. But I always thought that like he got shot, then the ambulance came and like he died there and the ambulance like pronounced him dead. But apparently that never happened. Like, this might not be a surprise to most of you guys, but me and Alex both thought that that's like how he died. But apparently he went to the hospital and he ended up dying in the hospital a few days later. Let me make sure. Let me like confirm this. Whoa, so he got shot September 7th. But died September 13th. That's so crazy. That's more of like a Mandela effect for us probably. That one was just really interesting to me because it's just weird to me that like all of a sudden Suge Knight's son came out saying he's alive. And then all of a sudden there were all these recent sightings. Like that was just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like ends met there. You know what I'm saying? Those were some of my favorite / most interesting conspiracy theories to me. Literally my mom was like, oh, you should get a lot of food for this mukbang. Like I had more food than this too. I just gave some of it to her. And I was like, you know what, Mom, you're so right. Like this is all of her. Like let's get a lot of shit, you know? And I literally didn't even eat half of it. This is also my dinner for tonight. If you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications if you'd like to. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye guys.
We can just dance to this. Don't take much to stop me. We can just dance to this. Push up on my body. Yeah. You know we already seen all of the